Welcome to another exciting episode of Gauteng Lifve, your premier platform where we talk everything lifestyle, entertainment, tourism, as we aggregate it into the Vista economy and the creative sector. Today, we are coming on the backdrop of Sharpville Day, or Human Rights Day as it is now known. We are in the streets as we always do. And today, it's the day in which South Africa commemorates the brutal killing of many people right here in Sharpeville by the apartheid regime, an incident that sparked global attention on the struggles of the people of South Africa. So we can safely say the Sharpeville massacre did ignite world attention on the atrocities that were perpetuated by the apartheid government. And years later, we are here today to commemorate and remember what happened. But I'm joined by my good friend, an entrepreneur of note, a creative. I don't know how many lexicons can I use to describe you, Sechaba, but a very good friend and a pioneer and a creator of this important property, Sharpville is not a massacre. Welcome to Gauteng Live. You have been threatening to come join us. Finally, you are here.
And the most exciting thing was that when I threatened to come, is that when you were in Mafikeng and then you were doing the podcast wearing a t-shirt. Oh, that was a big moment. Yeah, that was a big moment. I was like, we are going into the caravan next.
No, definitely, and you can see now the stars have aligned, and we are here, and we've been worried as the week was progressing in the weather not cooperating. I think the gods that has helped this day to be what it is today have conspired once again to have this beautiful weather.
No, look, it's beautiful. We were very scared of the weather because of the clouds that were there for the past 3 days. So yeah, we enjoyed that the weather's playing with us.
Let's get straight into it. For you as a born and bred resident of this region, Gauteng, we have the 5 regions. Yes. We have Sedibeng, we have the West Rand, we have the metropolitan city of Ekurhuleni, metropolitan city of Tshwane, and the metropolitan city of Johannesburg that forms the 5 region. You are part of this space. They always say part of the disadvantage, if there's to be a disadvantage for Johannesburg, it's one of those global cities that doesn't have a river or a water space running through, but we're now Tlhapakametsi, the Val River, Ale Quantante. So how has it been as we look at this day, born and bred here, looking all those activities that had happened? You were not born, but it's something that I know is very close to your heart.
Very close to my heart, Mr. T, because, just to give a background of me here in Sharpville, born in Sharpville, Kavuka section.
All right.
S642.
Yes.
Kantiso Drive, which is parallel to Dubula Drive.
Exactly.
So, from a young age, came to primary school, Sharpville, at Lehlasedi Primary School. And then in the 90s, my parents then moved us to the East Rand.
Okay.
Right? But we never disconnected with Sharpville.
Yeah.
Because Kihamakoko and cousins. And we understand. And then as I grew older, Sekitsamele Sharpville, Sekile Motu, Waka Gauteng, so to speak, right? Yeah. Every time Haki Blela Batore, I'm from Sharpville. And then the one thing is, oh yeah, that place where the massacre happened. Yeah. Right? And then I realized, wait, there needs to be something that can be told to the world about Sharpville, and I thought to myself, this thing of the massacre, yes, it happened. That thing is painful. Yeah. We cannot even come to...
Yeah. And we can't even erase it.
No, you can't erase that thing. You can't erase that thing. But what can we do innovatively to spice up another sense of knowledge about Sharpville? Like I said on the other at the what's this thing at Tlong. When I said the Google results of Sharpville is black and white pictures of torture.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand? Yeah. And that's why the world. That's what the world sees.
So you can imagine for a young child, 25-year-old, a 30-year-old, his or her place imagery when
Yeah.
it gets searched.
Yeah.
It's the massacre,
Yeah.
it's the images of the people being killed.
Yeah.
And it says, what about me? Why is this not a representation of me right now? So you can imagine now when somebody searches Sharpville and it says the birthplace of Relebohile Mofokeng.
Aha, you see.
Now you can relate,
Exactly.
and now you see yourself in it. And I guess that's the context of this is not a massacre thing.
Yes, that is the context. There's little nuances telling her they understand like about Sharpeville. Like,
Yeah.
when I call it the anthem, yeah, Sharpeville is not a massacre. When we play that manifesto, you see the interaction online by people belong hore. They have left Sharpeville.
Yes.
People are like, oh, Kasia Kabana.
Yeah.
We have managed to evoke a sense of ownership. Eleng hore, mhlomong inesele not so strong with people that have
Yeah.
left. What one of our panelists last night, it's Wana Nhlabo,
Yeah.
she mentioned hore, but Sharpeville bajwalo bar Kasiaka.
Yeah.
That there's that
Yeah.
thing, and with this telling them hore is the birthplace of
Human-
Relebohile.
yeah.
It is the cradle of human rights.
Absolutely.
So we need to change that narrative to benefit the Sharpeville and the economy, and seeing you guys visit us like this. This is this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I like that you have given us the platform to share this vision and this passion with the world.
There are a lot of people that watches these platforms, key influential people. Our premier Oi Panyasali Sufi always watches. And now you have this opportunity to also speak,
Yes.
not just to leaders in political structures or leaders in government, leaders of facilities like UNESCO, which just now in November declared the police station, the burial site, and the Sharpeville Memorial as part of the Mandela World Heritage Site Legacy Series. Now, the space is a World Heritage Site.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You have an opportunity to speak to them.
Yes.
Not just about Sharpeville as everybody knows it, but what Sharpeville is not.
Yes.
What would you say?
So it's a beautiful and also trick. It got tricky in the beginning, where when we said that, because it was a bold and scary statement.
Yeah.
And we had to do some sort of an education, information sharing, and just to shape the context that we're trying to tell the people. So we're quite new in the space, and we are an NPC, and in the year that in the first year, we've moved in leaps and bounds, and we believe we are speaking what especially young people want to hear. We are speaking things that corporates want to hear, investors want to hear. So it has put us in a place where we can say, I think we've got something that it can be a good legacy, and not just for us. It's bigger than us.
100.
Yeah.
Now we also look at where we are. We are in the street.
Yes.
We are actually broadcasting literally. Apart from being in this space, there's a tree here, there's music playing.
Yes.
I was saying that they are on. You can imagine if all these houses in these streets decides that they are going to go buy paint and paint their roofs with the colors of the South African flag.
Imagine.
All of a sudden, these streets become completely different. These houses becomes completely different.
Yeah.
And I guess at the heart of the work that you are doing, there's a strong emphasis on community development.
Yes.
Tell us exactly and why this street. I see it's not even a normal street.
Yes.
Very wide.
Yes.
And allows for interaction. People are still able to move.
Yes. So why this street? Lucky enough, one of the directors, Habo, is on this street, right? And if you go down the street at the corner there, that's the police station, the old Sharpeville police station, where the massacre happened.
Yeah.
And we want to tell the story in a bold and creative way, and it resonates. So when you speak of the likes of World Heritage Sites and UNESCO, that idea of painting the houses on top, another idea that we had was that, okay, now that we have shown authorities or we can use this space for certain activities that can benefit from arts and culture, health and wellness.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe we're going to get a nice tarred or a nice paved road. Look at, for example, Vilakazi Street.
Absolutely.
Yes. So the vision is something that is actually on par and that also benefits each and every neighbor in this street. Last year, when we launched, we had a program. Well, it's an initiative of ours. Because we were small, it was a small gathering for using the ablution facilities. Because we spoke to the neighbors and gave them the post that's ring 6-9 half tiger.
Lovely.
So
love it.
Yeah. So we involve the community.
Yeah.
So the reason why they allow us because we actually involve them in the game.
But 6-9 moves, how about la shapa
Number
2-9? What get 10 run? Exactly. Half tiger won't cover number 2.
It won't.
Yeah.
It won't.
But a nice playing in of what we always do. So I'm at that age. I'm at that age where we used to pay 5 cents to Shebella TV. So the thing of paying for service was very entrenched, and I don't know why now we are not paying for service. Our waters, our services, and our electricities, so that the spaces can be improved. But I guess, Chaba, you actually don't. You can actually yourselves, as you have started, and how I've seen since this morning with the program, the support that is there. I'm sure you can mobilize the companies that do cements, the companies that have the pavings, to come on board and join and pave the street yourselves.
Correct.
What do you think?
Look, that's the vision. That's where it started. However, in this day and age, you need to maybe some proof of concept. Right?
100.
So we had to prove the concept first to show that it works, so that when we go knock on doors, the job is easier. Yeah. Because we have programs under our NPC, the Strong Sekolo, which we played Go Beauty, right? When we did the dialogue. This morning's fun run is under Dipapadi and Sinam Health.
Lovely.
Which, encompasses that.
Wellness issues.
And now we hear it's Sinam Arts and Heritage, where there's talent, music, live performance, and, things like that.
Very exciting program. And I guess when we come back again next year, we should be now sitting on a paved. And you see the advantage of a paving is that if Tlhagae grows in, you just remove the brick, take it out, put it back.
Exactly.
Low maintenance. And I guess the community here, some of the unemployed youth could actually form part of the brick making. Work that will be used to build in here. And for me, that's the entrepreneurial work that is linked to community development. And I guess it's part of the wings that you guys are focusing on.
Correct. And we have, I like that you mentioned that, because we have a program that we've designed called Riatesha. The purpose of the program, like what you just said now, of paving the road, the paving of the road will happen under Riatesh.
Absolutely.
You understand? So,
how tesh
I can have a spa Yeah. So it's that kind of tone that evokes emotion, and you're saying something in a colloquial way that your young people or job seekers they look forward to, that they understand.
No, that's very good. And just take us through the program, how it started, not just this morning, as you were building up. And from what you have learned, we are probably halfway through the activities that you have planned. What are some of the learnings, and what can you promise those that are watching, listening to us, enjoying this content as we start moving forward? As we were saying in the panel yesterday, we are the generation that needs to then move forward, not play victims. The victims of Sharpville massacre, some of them are with us, but Rona, we are the one that needs to take this baiting forward, so that we can make their struggle not to be in vain. So what are we looking forward to, and what has been the assessment of how this program has progressed?
Exciting. right? So after we coined the concept and registered the and everything was set, and NPC, everything. When we reached out to corporates, you can tell by their responses that, they want to be part of this. Yeah. Some of them even ask us, maybe come back next year, guys. We've already committed ourselves in other places. So the response is overwhelming, especially on the ground. But for how we're going to carry on with the programs, so there's others that we've created. We're looking forward to in August to commemorate the Women's March by creating a Basadi business network.
100.
You understand?
Yeah.
We will do like a seminars or awards for local female entrepreneurs to do that. And then there's also the 10th of December. The 10th of December, the Constitution was signed here in Sharpville. You understand? And you look at that and you're like, let's talk to Cornhill through our links at Gauteng Tourism Authority. Cornhill, we can do something on the 10th of December. Together. Here.
You know?
Yes. Yeah. So those are just some of the a few things that is, because you've experienced all of the others. And then there's Riatesha, there's Basadi Business Network, and then that Constitution signing day. We're really looking forward. So we want to create programs. Sharpville doesn't keep quiet after the 21st because 21st, Sharpville is alive. There's fireworks in the air. It's nice. There's music. People are happy. On the 22nd, we go back to that Sharpville that, waiting for the next 21st. Yeah. So another reason why the programs we created a year-long program, because we wanted to stop that thing of, okay, we'll do it on the 21st and then wait again for another 21st. And then it's not a party. It's a community development program because it employs local businesses and young people when we do our programs.
100%. And I saw even at the walk, kids, young people enjoying themselves, walking. Others even outrun me in the morning. How important is getting young people to be part of the programs like these and programs that involves them in the language and the communication manner that they understand?
So here's what I usually do. When I do the creative work, I've got a 12-year-old son, Chabatati.
Yeah.
Every time I do something, I ask him for his opinion. What do you think of this? He's like, "Oh, Daddy, that's cool."
Yeah.
Right. So building these programs, we build them with the youth and the future
through the eyes of a child.
Through the eyes of a child.
Got you.
You understand?
Got you.
And with our program, Putsunono, which is focusing on children health and wellness, we want to go instill that spirit of human rights, but in a child-friendly manner.
Yeah.
So that when they grow up, they know they are part of a legacy of great, of great human rights stories. You understand? Yeah. So we are doing our best to make sure that we will entrench this message even to the kids who are coming.
As we wrap up, Sechaba, this is part of highlighting Sharpville and what Sharpville is not. Like I was saying, this country of the top 20 most populous townships in South Africa, 13 of them are here in Gauteng. Sharpville, Bipatong are part of those. How do we, in your own way, how do you plan to use this to drive tourism? And especially tourism that is not traditional. Modern day visitors are not looking for animals, the water, and the mountains anymore. They are looking to touch, feel, drink with what the locals are drinking.
Correct.
Do you see this forming part of your drive and actually the business that can form part of the sustainability of the visitor experience here in Sharpville?
Sustainability is everything in what we do. It's everything in what we do. I actually, in one of our meetings with our colleagues, we said, maybe we should have a target and say, when a person comes and visits Sharpville, at least has here 1,500 nyana.
Yeah.
The economy.
Yes.
So how do we use that? We create experiences telling Hore, but you can come and experience, feel, touch, and collaborate with Sharpville. And we appreciate these platforms because then it gives us longevity and better reach to get to those.
So we're moving towards World Travel Market in Cape Town and Africa's Travel Indaba in May.
Yes.
So I want to get your commitment and pinky promise on this one. 1.5. Ne? So 1.5. What does it give us? So I give you a homework.
Yeah.
We want everybody at least minimum when they visit Sharpville, especially domestic travelers,
Yes.
to leave 1.5 here.
Yeah.
So let's go cost it. What do you get with 1.5?
Let's do that.
Is it about a boat ride for two people, a visit to the Sharpville Memorial, a quad bike or a bicycle walk?
You've been
in
our
the road,
meetings. You've
in
been
the
in our
roads of
meetings.
Australia. So let's look at this 1.5.
All right.
What does it cost?
Okay.
Because people are not just looking for experience. They want to know how much does it cost, who provides it, and what is the reputation of these people. So me and you, do we have a date?
We have a date.
Okay. In your last message, just in summary, 30 seconds, repeat again what Sharpville is not.
Sharpville is not a massacre. Sharpville is Bullyhook. Sharpville is Nana Coyote. Sharpville has got a heritage in a Massacre link somewhere. You know, there's a story about his father becoming who was an inspector in Sharpville, you know, and Sharpville, there's flamingos in Sharpville, you know. Hey, you see, so that's what I want the world to do. Sharpville is not a massacre. It is all the things but a massacre.
You've heard it from the man himself. Sharpville ki Bullyhook.
Yeah.
Sharpville ki Sentariana.
Yes.
Sharpville ki Rebuile Mofokeng.
Exactly.
Sharpville ki pleke e leng hore e phuta batho botlhe.
Hantle jwalo fela.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, ra leboha. A konteletse pina ya hao mo ke Nana Coyote a hoa ka lentswe la hae. Until the next episode.
Yeah.
Second round.
Thank you.